Oh, well, hello and a very warm welcome back to the Andrew Eborn Show with me, Andrew Eborn. Delighted to be joined by rock vocalist, songwriter, and performer Paulino. How are you, Paulino?
I'm good. How are you? Thanks for
Eh,
having me.
It's a real pleasure. And whereabouts are you?
Well, as you can hear from the traffic, this is actually my front yard. I built an island because I don't get away much.
And whereabouts is your front yard? Where are you coming from at the moment?
Clinton, Massachusetts, in the United States of America.
Ah, those good old United States. We love those. It's got to be good. Now, some of the great people, you think of Elvis, you think of Lady Gaga, you think of Elton, they're all known by just one name. I understand you are just Paulino, is that right?
That's correct. I mean, obviously my name is Jason, but there's so many Jasons out there that I wanted to spice things up a bit and just everybody knows me by my last name, Paulino.
It's a great name. Now, listen, I mean, you obviously grew up in Massachusetts. You haven't moved too far from your backyard. Tell me about that early childhood. Everybody says, "Show me a man until the age of 7, and I'll show you the grown up, the adult." What was your growing up like in Massachusetts?
Um, well, I was raised by a Portuguese family, so they were old school. I pretty much lived a regular life as a middle child. I did my own stuff. Didn't really have many friends, and music was my escape, I guess.
And well, they always say that to be an artist, you've got to be slightly tortured and so on and so forth. Why do you think you didn't have many friends?
Because I'm slightly tortured. No, it's I never really had time to make them. I was always busy creating uh music and poems and stories just to keep myself occupied.
So is that sort of locked away from the outside world? This is your sort of solace, if you like. What sort of music were you listening to when you were that age?
Everybody grew up on Kiss where I was around. You know, Def Leppard was another big band. Ozzy, of course. But I don't really have a genre. I like everything. I like Fleetwood Mac. I like Kenny Loggins. I like, the list goes on. You
And
know,
do you remember your first record?
my first record was Pyromania.
Ah,
I,
brilliant.
yeah, can't forget that.
And did you pay for that yourself, or was that a gift?
It was a gift. It was a gift.
Who gave it to you?
My best friend at the time, Jimmy Toner. He,
Jimmy Tyler. Look, so you did have a mate. It's not you, Billy, no mates. You had a mate.
yeah, we walked to school together. That's about it.
Okay, what did you give him?
Um, my friendship.
Ah, look at you. Sounds like a fair change. So talk to me from those early days you were writing and that sort of stuff. Were you following in the sort of footsteps of the similar artists that you were listening to? What sort of stuff did you write?
Um, I wrote I wrote pretty adult stuff for a young kid. I'd say my biggest influences were Freddie Mercury,
Right.
undoubtedly one of, if not the best uh lyricist. Who else is there? There's Jeff Buckley, there's George Michael, there's Michael Hutchins from In Excess,
Yeah.
Chris Cornell. The
And
list goes on.
all phenomenal writers and indeed performers. Now, a friend of mine has just written a book about Freddie Mercury and his secret daughter. Have you heard about this?
No,
So
no.
apparently he had a daughter, which he kept secret for a number of years, is known as B. And Leslie Ann Jones has written a book about Freddie and his secret daughter. Do you believe that?
Um, well, I mean, I've heard crazier things. I just found out Steve Perry has a daughter.
There you go, you see, and that's what I was going to bring on to. It's a lovely segue, you see, because your voice has been compared to Steve Perry's, and you've captivated audience with the frontman of The Great Escape. How do you balance that sort of homage, if you like, to Journey's iconic sound, whilst infusing your own personality into your performance?
I got to be honest with you. I've never taken a vocal lesson in my life. I uh, I enjoy singing. Seeing somebody smile makes me happy inside. Um, I'm just I'm lucky enough to be able to carry a note and be able to sound like somebody who is that iconic. And I appreciate that, and I'm humbled by it, but I need to be myself.
Yeah, and it is interesting, isn't it? Because you've got such major characters have had an influence on your life. I mean, being yourself and striking your own path. How do you do that?
um, the best thing is just to be yourself. If you're real to yourself, nobody can say you're fake. That's
Yeah,
important.
and it's such great advice. Be yourself because everybody else is taken.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, God, now, you mentioned that you've had no formal vocal training. You're the first person who sort of admits that. Why is that so important?
I don't know. I I don't think there's a real answer to that. It's I don't know. I just do what I do. I just
Yeah, well, no, but it's an interesting one because a lot of people there's sort of snobbery sometimes in the profession, which is what I'm getting at. Is that you've had no formal vocal training. There are some people who would look down on that stupidly because it's your range and control are quite remarkable. Have you felt a bit of pushback as a result?
yes, definitely. It's great to play shows to a crowded room or, a big field. All I see is bobbing heads, and I love that. Uh and when you're singing somebody else, they know the song and they have that same emotion, and that makes a connection that is very unique. So when you can create your own stuff to sing along around the journey stuff and it makes them feel the same way, it makes me feel pretty good inside.
Yeah, it's a great feeling, isn't it? Working in front of the sort of stage. Now, I've had several people on the show who talk about the highs of performing in front of a live audience, and then the lows of when you come down off stage. How do you cope with those?
Lots of coffee. Those are the times those are the personal times for myself where I feel like the best writing comes out. You know, while the world sleeps, you're thinking about things that just I don't think everybody could would, it's weird. If I was a computer and you could plug into the back of my head, the things you would see would be ridiculous.
What sort of things? Well, everything's going to be possible now, as you know, with Elon Musk and Neuralink. We can see your thoughts. It's all coming very soon. What would we see?
What's that?
What would we see if we plugged something into your brain? You say, as I say,
Um,
Neuralink are in the process of doing that.
you would see a lot of unnecessary, beautiful chaos.
Beautiful chaos. That's a great phrase. So
Yeah.
that beautiful chaos, it helps you. I'm always fascinated by the writing process. So how do you start? You've got a blank piece of paper. You're there at the moment. What's your catalyst?
Sometimes it's just one word that triggers everything else. Sometimes it's a guitar riff in my head that I came up with out of nowhere. The weirdest places. I could be looking for shoes in my closet, and here's a great song about traveling. It's just but in all reality, the listener makes up their own story no matter what the song is about. As long as it's like I said, as long as there's that one connection that links them to the song, they feel like they're part of it.
Yeah, and that's the point, isn't it? It's all about connecting to your audience. The great songwriters now, it's all been brought back, if you like. We've got Taylor Swift who sings about her heartbreaks, but everybody can relate to it. Obviously, a different sort of genre to your own. We've got Ed Sheeran just with a guitar, and again, those sort of the powers of the song. But all of it's so authentic, and that's the key, isn't it?
Yeah. If it comes from inside, then it's like it's like the diary you're sharing with the world.
Yeah, and it's those sort of traumatic experiences. So it's going back to, as you say, your lonely childhood. Apart from the fact that you had this mate who bought you your first record, you've got that sort of side. Do you think you need to be tortured as an artist to be any good?
No. The older I get, the more I realize that it, it's about pleasing yourself. If you're sad inside, you're not going to be able to help anyone else. So, you got to be good to you.
Yeah, and that's a sensible advice. Now, you had a recent show at Chelsea Table and Stage. I know you've also been part of Fenix 360, Fenix Rising, a cinematic night. It was described as an immersive narrative experience. What inspired you to blend theatrical storytelling with music, and how do you craft that emotional connection with your audience?
Um, well, actually, that collection of music that I put together for that night, uh, it's about a 15-year, in between all the songs that were created. It's about 15 years of my life. So I picked out the best parts and that I think people would feel the most. And I shared it with them. That was tough for me. Those are personal songs that were only supposed to be for me. But, sometimes you got to do things you don't like to to be heard.
But it is difficult, isn't it? Because it's such a personal experience, as you say. You're basically shining a spotlight into your brain and some things which you don't want to talk about, but you're sort of forced to live through the pain and the agony every night as you sing your songs.
Yeah. Sometimes are harder than others, but at the end of the night, when the crowd is happy, the pain goes away for a while. And that's healing to me. I don't need a doctor or anyone helping me mentally when I have a crowd like that.
Yeah, and so it's your therapy, basically.
Yes,
Okay.
exactly. That's the word I was trying to find, but
And the great thing
really,
is they pay you.
yes.
The perfect therapist has got to be good. So, as a songwriter, then your original works like "Wishing Our Lives" and albums like "Imperfections" and "Elsewhere on Planet Crazy," you weave this sort of classic rock with cinematic and emotional elements. How do you approach those sort of songs, which feel both nostalgic and also fresh? It's that interesting fusion.
Um, it's kind of weird. It's like a train wreck with a park full of butterflies and birds singing and bunnies. It fits together. Um, the right producer would say it's better that you weren't schooled because the things in your head are not correct musically, but to the listener's ear, it fits.
Yeah. No, and
Um,
I think that's really key, isn't it? Because sometimes we talk about training and how people can be quite snobbish about it. But actually,
yeah,
what it does, it sort of blinkers you to new ways of doing things.
yeah. It's like blinders on a horse.
Now, we mentioned about Phoenix 360 and their initiative, that this new app, which is helping people and musicians open up new revenue streams, as well as giving opportunities for live events and introducing others in the industry. How have you found Phoenix 360 helping you?
Well, actually, to be there that night changed my life. I know it sounds cliche and everybody said it, but the doors started opening for me after that show. Maybe it's because of the area or who was in the building at the time. Um, but yes, it has helped me a lot. I'm planning a tour soon. Um, I have an EP release coming out. It's Saturday, October 12th.
Okay.
The collection of music is called Lucky.
It's actually
Uh,
Sunday. October the 12th is a Sunday.
oh, the 11th. I'm
And there
sorry.
you go. I know more about your album release than you do.
You do. Well, it's a busy week. It's a busy week for me. I'll be doing a big festival. It's a Rhode Island
Okay.
music festival. A lot of big people there, and then I got a casino I have to play, and with the release, and it's been busy.
Well, so I mean, it's a really important point about and musicians trying to get discovered and so on and so forth. You mentioned that Fenix 360 changed your life, which is quite a claim. Elaborate a bit more on that. Was that because of the people who were there? Was it the opportunities? It was a chance for you to show off your talents to an even wider audience. What was it in particular?
I think it was a little bit of all of those. Um, the way I was feeling, the songs I was singing, the people who were listening, the area that it was in. It created a stir of something that people are reaching out to me now. It just takes one word.
And that's the great thing, is to give artists a platform as well as a fair share of the revenue. Now, apart from doing your solo career, you obviously perform with The Great Escape as well. How do you find that? Because it's pulling slightly different creative directions. How do you decide how to channel your energy into tribute performances as opposed to your own original music?
It's weird because I feel the exact same way. I'm very comfortable going up there, being myself, not dressing like Steve Perry is supposed to dress. To me, I don't know what that is. The dressing on the music comes from my voice, not what I'm wearing. People, come on. I'm comfortable with this.
That's good. And we like that sort of stuff. But it is interesting. It's very different. I mean, do you like being with a group of other musicians, or do you prefer being solo?
I love sharing a stage with musicians. A team is better. Nobody makes it anywhere on their own. They need a good team behind them that's willing to run the distance, And I love the people that share the stage with me. I can't say enough about them. There's so many of them that I'd list names, but we'd be here forever.
Ah. That's,
I,
but it's good, and it's all about collaboration. It's an industry where you can support each other, but also times are tough on the road, and you get many groups fall out. They invariably have arguments about something. How do you deal with arguments on the road?
we usually deal with it as we're like our own little Congress. You know, if it's 1 against 4, then you got to sway with the side. That way it keeps the peace and there's no animosity. And, when you're up there, you look like you're having fun because you are.
Yeah, I know it's a great experience, and you describe your concerts as more than just songs. It's basically that they're storytelling experiences, aren't they? So talk me through how you design a set list or performance to take an audience on that emotional journey.
Well, first of all, you have to open up with a song everybody knows. And Journey has a lot of those. So it kind of helps us in a way. Um, then after 2 or 3 really good Journey songs that get you pumped and you're jumping around, then you throw something at them that has a little flair, but still poppy enough to keep them moving. And afterwards, you tell them it's your song, and then that gets them interested. They're like, "Wow, this guy, he's a tribute guy, but he does other covers, but he writes his own stuff."
Yeah.
So it's a slow process, but I've been with the Great Escape, thankfully, 18 years.
Wow.
Yeah, it's almost unheard of. Most of the same guys.
And that's incredible. That sort of what's the secret to that longevity?
Um, find the right musicians that are not in a relationship, are not married, and have no kids from the
All the loners.
yeah. So that way, when they meet somebody, you know that they met that someone at your show.
There you go. So
And it's a family.
Oh no, I absolutely being on the road. It is that fan. You mentioned there are so many fantastic Journey songs. Which ones do you normally like to start with?
Well, as much as I don't like to start with it, but it's a band decision. Um, oh, I can't even believe I'm saying this. Separate Ways.
Why?
I would do that first. But anyway,
Why don't you want to do it first?
I mean, that's a good closer. I mean, name says it all. But it's got a legendary that legendary riff at the beginning that you hear on
Well,
it.
that's what you want, isn't it? When you play just a couple of notes or whatever, and the audience go wild because they know what it is.
I mean, we could play "Don't Stop Believing" for an hour, and everybody would still like it. Uh,
So what do you finish on then?
um, Probably "Loving, Touching, Squeezing," or "Only the Young," or you know, "Stone in Love" into "Any Way You Want It." That's always a good one.
Oh no, fantastic. And is there one particular song you wish you didn't have to play?
Oh, so many. I don't want to disappoint Journey fans. Uh,
But even Journey would turn around and say, I don't want to play that one again, but you do it for the fans.
I don't think there's any that I really don't like. I just it comes with the feeling of being on the stage. I'm an entertainer.
Yeah. So first and foremost, it's about that, isn't it? It's about the connection with the audience and things like that.
Yes.
So you must have had, I mean, over those 18 years, tremendous length of time. What's been the most memorable moment you've had on stage, either with Great Escape or your own solo show, and what made it so special?
There's so many to count. It's been so long. One that sticks out. Oh man. Playing Mohegan Sun Casino. Um, I did a I was entered in a TV show by my bass player, and I ended up making him drive me there because he was the one that set it up. So we get to this casino and I sing the song Lights. It just so happens that while the show was being aired, um, the person that books the real Journey in the auditorium happened to be in the room. Um, Bob Yalen, I remember that name. And he came up to me and he said, this is all taken care of. You're not going to win. But after you're done singing, you come to my office and we can talk. And I ended up playing at that casino. I believe it was like 10 to 12 times that year.
Wow.
Yeah, at the Wolf Den. And that also changed my life. The next show that I played at a small bar, I happened to look on TV, and all of a sudden at midnight, I'm singing on that TV show. And I had to stop. I had to stop in the middle of the set. I'm like, is this real? And I'm looking up at the screen, and there I am singing Lights. And that changed everything for me. That changed the whole playing field of the band. This tribute band went, it was like a week from nothing to like everything.
Right.
And here we are.
Extraordinary. You say that he came up to you and said, "Oh, don't worry about this. It's all sewn up." What do you think he meant, and did you ask him further about it?
Well, everybody knows that TV shows are scripted. And if you don't, you know, everybody has a motive. So if you're making that show, let's say American Idol, there's an age limit, but they let overage people on there who are very dramatic, and catch people's attentions for the ratings. That's what it's about. They're not looking for somebody who's, going to take over the world. They're looking for somebody that can make that TV show pop with, everybody's watching it because of that. I'm not a big fan of that.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because a lot of people have mixed views about talent shows, but you're saying it's a complete stitch up.
Most of the time it is. I mean, there may be some out there that aren't, and God bless them, but the small people need a chance too. It can't always be about the big popular people.
Yeah, and it's an interesting concept, isn't it? Because but when you get members of the public voting, I mean, obviously that's independent voting. These shows they love to have people with a backstory because, as you say, it's that whole rounded interest and things like that. But when members of the public vote, that's got to be fair, doesn't it?
It should be. Yeah. I mean, I don't really have a backstory like anybody else, but my backstory is I've been struggling as an artist since I was 13, and here I am still, pushing it out. You got to do what feels good.
Yeah, no, that certainly makes sense. Now, your influences obviously you span arena rock and powerful vocalists, but who or what outside of music, maybe a film, a book, a personal experience, has shaped your artistic identity?
I like acting. That's been something new that I've started the past 5 years. It's stupid humor. I dress up as characters and I go to places that are unexpected and I make a spectacle of myself. People like dumb.
They love it. So, what sort of characters do you dress up as?
Uh, Joseph Ari, which is Joseph Ari.
Absolutely.
He's a tour guide. Who else? There's Chef Jason. Yeah, the chef that makes real food and describes it real fast and half Italian, Portuguese, American, so you can't understand it.
Oh, give us an example. Go on then.
Oh, I can't. It's too early in the morning for
It's
this.
not. Go for it.
Olá, sou Chef Jason e vamos fazer uma meal you gonna like. I can tell.
Brilliant. And do you cook yourself?
I do cook. I cook, I clean. Yeah.
Perfect. What's your favorite dish to do?
Stuffed peppers.
Stuffed peppers. What do you stuff them
I love
with?
stuffed peppers.
What do you stuff them with?
Now you're asking for secrets.
Is it
Rice.
vegetarian? Is it a bit of meat?
Oh, there's meat in there. Rice, beef, onions. You got to have garlic. Garlic's got to be everywhere.
You've got to have garlic. Stay away from the crowds.
I don't put it in a tomato sauce. I put it in a cream of chicken.
Cream of chicken. That sounds like a winner.
Yeah, in a crock pot. You let that stew.
We love it. We love it. So you have these brilliant characters. Whereabouts do you do these? Do you do a stand-up gig? Or you just do it at parties and people don't know? How do you do it?
I just make videos and put them on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. They're just silly 2-3 minute videos to make people laugh. There's no common sense to them. They're just they're my personalities, the ones that people don't see when I'm not on stage.
We love it. And so people want to go and find out, well, where can they find them?
You can go anywhere Paulino. Paulino sings, Paulino Entertainment, Paulino.com, Jason Paulino. I'm everywhere.
So you put the extra Jason in as well for that one. So there you go. So
Well,
that doesn't.
those are the sites I can't change my name. They want me to have a full name.
I know it's good if they all lead to you. It's got to make sense. Now you're touring New England and beyond while continuing to release new music. Tell us what's next for you. What are your big dreams? What else are collaborations? Maybe some creative projects on the horizon. What are the big things you're hoping to do?
I am working on the follow-up to this Lucky release, which is next week, and that should be out probably the first quarter of the new year, 2026. I'm looking for a record deal still. I know most people think that a record deal they don't need to make it, but I'd like to be under a label and be touring worldwide. I'd like to hijack the future.
Hijack the future. That's a good idea, isn't it? It's
That's
going to
my
be
plan.
fantastic. Now, I always ask this, and you're far too young to really answer, but it's always interesting anyway because you're working with such iconic artists. In many years from now, when maybe neither of us are still here, how would you like to be remembered?
I'd like to be remembered for the fun, happy parts, the parts that made your heart tingle, everything good, I don't want people, I don't want to be known as somebody that wasn't easily approachable. You know, I'm a humanitarian, I'm an Aquarius. It's very weird. I love everybody, even the ones I don't like. I still have a place in my heart for them.
That's such a lovely thing to say, and people looking at this, and you're an inspirational character because you clearly love doing what you're doing. If
I
you were
do.
to give advice to the younger self, to the younger Paulino starting out in this business, what advice would you give yourself?
Why did I wait so long to open my mind up to everything? That's what I would say.
Yeah,
Open up. Do
open
it at a
up.
young age.
Brilliant stuff. Paulina, it's been an absolute delight having you on the Andrew Eborn Show. Thank you very much for joining me.
Thank you for having me. Hi, I'm Paulino, and I'm on the Andrew Eborn Show. Subscribe now.